And we are live. Hello, everybody. Spider here once again, joined by Braxton. Of course, we've got Leanne down there, and of course, our guest, Andrew Tenth. My man, how are you doing today, sir?
Great. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I know we were talking a little bit. Braxton showed up late. It's athletes, bro. What are you gonna do, man? I've
I'm
been
on
getting
black
ready.
people time. I'm on black people time, dog.
I wouldn't say that. I can't say that, but hey, man. But of course, I mean, we were talking earlier, Andrew, man, and of course, right now you were at the Sundance Festival, man. So tell us about what was going on out there.
Yeah, so this company called Pixel Scene invited me in a plus one up there. So I took one of the main actors for one of my films that is coming out this year, and we just got to enjoy the festival. We got to meet new companies like Dropbox. I met the CEO of the company that invited me. Talked about partnership. Met a couple celebrities and just kind of enjoyed Park City at its best timing.
No, no, for sure, man. And I
Nice.
mean, we did talk about that
That's
earlier, man. And I mean,
awesome.
the fact that you're rubbing elbows with people in the industry, I mean, it's got to be good because, for the most part, a lot of it is who you know when it comes to marketing and networking yourself. So, I mean, it's a plus, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It feels good.
No, no, for sure, man. And let me ask you because, of course, like I mentioned earlier, we talked a bit. Having moved from Alaska out here to back to, I mean, it's still in the United States, right? But I mean, moving back out here to Utah, man. What was the biggest change for yourself? I mean, other than the climate, bro, if
Oh
anything.
man. Honestly, so it was really weird. I thought it was gonna be pretty similar. I was like, yeah, it's mountains, it's cold. What else can you do? But I didn't take into the fact. So I don't think I heard any Spanish before moving to
Oh,
Utah.
damn.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's just the native language out there and Russian, and so that's what you learn.
Oh.
And I never thought it was weird. I didn't even actually notice it until I moved to Utah. But me, my brother, and there was only one other kid that was white, and I didn't notice it. Moved to Utah, and everyone is white here, and so like it was a pretty big culture shock. It was like I got to hear Spanish for the first time, and it was very intriguing. I got to learn more about different cultures down here, which was a huge mind blowing thing. It was weird that there wasn't bears and moose everywhere. It's more just kind of raccoons and dogs that run away, but it was pretty cool.
Dude, and talking about bears, bro. I mean, you're in Alaska, man. Did you get to see like wildlife out there?
Oh yeah, especially during the time where you'd have like the 20 something days of daytime and then the 20 something days of
Yeah.
darkness. During the dark time, like when it's dark, you'd have either have a bus come and get you or someone would have to come get you, and there's no recess because there'd be wolves and bears and
Oh
moose and whatever just in the
Damn.
playground just hanging out. So like it was a I've run into my fair share of moose chasing us down.
Bro,
That's
that's
crazy.
wild, dude. And I know I always ask people because I mean we are in Texas, and everyone assumes that we all have a horse or we're always on horses. Maybe on the south side of San
no.
Antonio, but here in the city, man. I
Hey,
mean,
there's no horses over here. I'm on the south side. I'm like, oh,
well,
it's so
let
cold.
me refresh that. Southeast, because I've been out there by Bassey on the other side, and there's people out there
Yeah.
with horses all the time. So it's just one of those things I had to ask. But of course, I mean, when it comes to filmmaking, because of course you are the director, writer, cinematographer. How did you get your foot in the door? I mean, when did it start for
Yeah.
you?
So it started off moving down to Utah actually. So I lived on this street and I met this kid, this little redhead kid, on a scooter that used to spark. And I was like, well, I need to be friends with him so I can ride that scooter. It just turns out we ended up having like we both had a big imagination. So we'd go into his backyard and, play little games and stuff. And then his dad had a video camera, like a really old one that took like tapes, but we were so intrigued by it that we used to just kind of film those little skits that we would do, and we would do like documentaries where we would just go to a restaurant that of the owner that went to like when I went to church. I'd go to the church and be like, hey, I want to do a documentary on your restaurant because I just wanted free food mainly, but I wanted to also record because I just love the idea. And then one day the camera was charging and we used my mom's BlackBerry to do I don't know, some comedy skit because we only did comedy skits at that time, and we caught a ghost on my mom's BlackBerry. It was this like 8 foot tall shadow in the corner of my room, like pointing at
Oh,
us.
damn.
Oh,
And I loved
creepy.
that instantly. I was like, well, I like that feeling of being scared. And so we instantly uh, all the tapes. I don't know. We probably have like 300 hours of footage somewhere of just little short ghost movies or serial killer movies or whatnot. And then we decided that we wanted to take that seriously. And that same guy, we just kind of went our different paths recently, but um, for the most of like my short films and stuff like that, we would just put in whatever money we had and pushed out, 10, 20, whatever short films as much as we could to get our name out there.
Wow, dude. And of course, I mean, you
That's
said
so
you
cool.
caught a ghost. So, I mean, is there like unfound footage out there? I mean, you don't have the tapes anymore?
I know the tapes are probably somewhere in his parents' storage. My mom's BlackBerry's long gone, so that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that was on. But
Mm,
yeah, we got a lot of that. That we used to also do like urban explorations and ghost hunting on cameras and stuff like that. So we have a lot of footage of doing that, like in abandoned hospitals and asylums and really creepy old houses.
I think that's something Braxton would want to jump on, man. Am I
I,
talking to you?
Utah's
I already
haunted,
asked him. He
man.
said no.
Oh, the
Yeah.
paranormal
He
world.
didn't. He denied
Yeah,
me.
Undead. Everyone already asked me to start a team, and I was like,
He's
nah, I
like,
can't do
no.
that. I can kind of do it, depending on if y'all want to like go explore like this haunted part in broad daylight. Then I'm down.
Oh,
There you go,
I
man.
can do that.
We'll do that. We'll do
We'll
that.
go to the donkey
yeah.
bed. We'll go out there down south, man. But of course, I mean, filmmaking. So, I mean, earlier you said, I mean, you guys were filming comedy. So, what was that? I mean, were you looking at doing stand-up comedy?
I think we wanted to kind of lean towards that. I mean, I remember YouTube was getting really, really popular at the time. One channel that I remember we used to really like be obsessed with was Smosh. And they did all the little comedy sketches and whatnot. And I liked that idea is you didn't have to make this long thing. You could do short little skits
Mm.
and post it and enjoy it. And
See
so
that,
I think
Braxton?
I think that kind of got us in the
Yeah.
foot of kind of like liking the comedy, but it switched pretty quick.
Nice, bro. And I know, on that rewind down there, you have any questions?
Oh yeah. Well, going back to YouTube, I want to talk about your short film, The Pale Woman.
Mhm.
That one, like just watching it only being 25 minutes, we talked about right now exploring abandoned places and haunted places. That scene where he's exploring the building and you can tell it's people under the sheets,
Yeah.
but I explored this abandoned hospital, and just watching that scene, I'm like, yeah, I can't watch this in the dark. Like, it's just every feeling I had walking through the building, I'm like, damn. I remember the whispering, like we heard a baby crying, and then
Yeah.
just being like watching that, it just brought up everything again. And I had to ask my friend, because they were with me. I'm like, I need you to watch this, and I'm not gonna tell you, like, I'm not gonna tell you anything about this. I'm just watching it. It's 25 minutes. And then they're like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And it's okay. And I just was sat there with the lights off, and we're watching it. And the scene where the bedroom scene where someone's under the sheet, they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
holy shit. I was like, yeah, I know. There's so many similarities with what we experience, and like it's just, like I said, like it's only 25 minutes, of man, it just brought up every feeling we had. And it just the memories of early YouTube,
Mhm.
the first scene with the Ouija board on the train tracks, like that's
Yeah.
something we would totally do. And it's just like people probably look at it now and be like, oh my god, like no, but like yeah, that's what I mean. Early exploring was on YouTube, and so I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. It just
Yeah.
had that nostalgic feeling of just being out that late, just messing around and exploring. So it yeah, that I'm looking forward to your found footage stuff, because I know you're working on, it's gonna be found footage too, the trailer
Yeah.
that I saw. So I'm excited for that, because it's like, yeah, like with the extreme horror, and then
Mm.
seeing that, I'm like, ooh, like yeah. So just what you captured in that 25 minutes, getting me to feel those feelings. I'm like so ready to see your future work, and
Oh,
yeah, I'm
thank you.
excited for that. Yeah, but I won't watch it by myself in the dark. That's for
No,
sure. Like
I
I'm
did my
not, no.
job, man. I did my job.
Yes,
I
you
was
did.
gonna,
Job well
I was gonna
done.
say,
Job well done.
I was gonna say, what's that behind you, Leanne? I'm
Which one?
kidding. I'm kidding. No, I won't go there.
He's like, which
But you know
one?
what? I will
I
say this.
know.
I will say this though, because I mean, I've experienced stuff. I've heard stuff. I've seen stuff. I've seen
Mhm.
apparitions. I've heard
Oh
people,
yeah.
like, and it's one of those
Yeah.
things where, I mean, as a kid growing up, I mean, I was scared shitless, man. I mean, I didn't know what to think other than, it's a freaking ghost, right? But
Yeah.
we lived in this house, 2-story house down the street, like literally from where I live, and it was haunted. I mean, we drive up to the house and there'd be a silhouette of a woman up there. We get there, nobody's there. I mean, like crazy stuff, you know.
Oh.
Oh
And,
yeah.
so for me, it's like I think. I mean, and I know Braxton will probably get upset, but when it comes to slashers, you already know it's a slasher. I mean, when it comes to a fan, right? You watching it. But for me, the movies that get me are the ones that creep up on you, the ones that kind of
Yeah.
have that build up, and before you know
Mhm.
it, it's like boom, you can't explain what the hell it is, and the ones that get under your skin, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
for me, that's a little bit more terrifying, man.
Oh, definitely. That I with that short film, I really wanted. I thought about a lot of the things that would like, when you were a kid and you were like laying in bed and like, wouldn't this
Yeah.
thing be the scariest thing if this happened right now? So like,
Right.
we kind of went into that. That's why like, that little bedroom scene happened, or
Yeah, that
we
was really.
yeah, or like the scenes with the asylum that we went and filmed in. I wanted it to be like they're not ghosts, or like you don't know if they're ghosts or if they're just dead people like under like the sheets that doctors put on or what. Like it's just what's underneath there is kind of the vibe we were going for, is like we're not going to tell you anything. So we kind of went for that nostalgic stuff. We also kind of went for, so we wanted to kind of give off certain vibes like old school
Mhm.
Japanese horror with certain things that we did. So
Yeah.
we tried to aim for a lot.
No, you
Let me
see,
ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this, bro. What, like, how big are you on like horror movie rules? Like how like your next film that's coming out, and I think you have two that's coming out in 2025, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you a real big guy on like the rules, like what you should and shouldn't do? Because in your 25-minute the Pale Lady, my man didn't break the he didn't break the Ouija board the correct way. So
Yeah.
that's why all that happened. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, all he had to do was shit. So
Yeah,
are
there
you
are
big
certain
on the
rules that,
rules?
yeah, we try to like, we try not to go like super cheesy for some of it, but there's also like, there's some rules where I'm like, I'm also a little superstitious. Like if I'm filming that, like when we got done filming that, I made the actors go back and say goodbye. Like I was like, we're
Oh,
not
Yeah.
okay.
taking anything
Yeah.
home. So like we do try to like have them like break the rules. Um, and so you kind of see something coming, but with this like, what, for example, for with the found footage anthology, there's going to be certain things broken that you're not going to expect, so you don't know if they're going to happen or if they're not going to happen.
man.
Right.
I never thought about that, about
Mhm.
correcting something, especially in the movie, man. That's a good
Mhm.
point. That's
Yeah.
something to write down. I was gonna say, like, I personally, I've never messed with a Ouija board. Like
Me
never. Like
neither.
I've seen it. I think I have my cousin had one, or you know what I mean, like my older siblings growing up. But I've never. I don't know. It's just for me. I mean, like our household growing up was crazy. Like we get in family fights playing bingo. So I can only imagine a Ouija board, bro. It's too much, bro. I can't do that, man. But I mean, personally, was that something that that you did as a kid, Andrew?
Yeah, so I'd have to hide it. My mom, growing up on my mom with my mom, it would be, she's very LDS. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't mess with it around her. Then I would go and stay with my dad. My dad is, I grew up, around my dad a lot, where it was like very punk music and alternative. He showed me horror movies. So I learned to kind of not really fear those things. So I remember, I think I was like 10 or 11 when I got my hands on my first Ouija board. And I've always been super sensitive to like paranormal stuff. Like I can always see or feel things. So I was more intrigued on what I could bring up other than what could happen.
Damn. Yeah, bro. I think for me,
Bro,
I
okay,
know.
so serious quick. Hold on one second. Serious question, bro.
Mhm.
How true, like it is so 30 days a night, with you being from Alaska, born and raised in
Yeah.
Alaska.
Oh,
Like is that something like does that come from like an urban legend or like folklore there? Like, or is it,
It's,
like
it's,
is that I know it's a real thing, like you guys don't get no
yeah.
sunlight for like what, 20, 30 days. So like when
Yeah.
that came out and you were like, were you living in Alaska when that came out, and like how
Yeah.
realistic, like how did people feel about that movie?
So I lived pretty close to the town that like it's supposed to be filmed at, and where like
Oh man.
vampires, no, but there's a lot of legends of like there'd be a child that would walk up to you on a trail and be like, "Hey, I think I lost my mom on this trail. Can you follow me?" And it would bring you into the
oh,
woods and then take you off trail and then get you deeper and deeper, and then it would leave you there until it got dark, and then it would come back and kill you. So we had those.
Oh,
We had
damn.
Holy
the woman
shit.
in the
that's
water who would
crazy.
drown children, like pull you under. So we had like certain things that's like and it would be more like active when it was dark for a long period of time. So it definitely brought a lot of fear out, because I'm like, okay, we don't have the vampire concept, but we have all these other like super old folklore that
Oh
I
wow.
personally believed in. I was terrified of them.
Yeah,
So
which are
like it was like
scarier.
a pretty good fear.
Nice.
Jeez.
Dude, and
Dang.
let me ask you, because I mean, in Alaska, is a lot of that folklore like, is it like? I mean, obviously it's local, but I
Mhm.
mean, what's the lineage? I mean, what's the like when it comes like Eskimo? And I don't even know if we can call them Eskimos anymore. But I mean, when it comes to
It
like the natives
was
that live out there,
around where I lived. It was the Inupiats. Inupiats. They had
Mhm.
like the more scary folklore. Like I had a friend that I used to go over to his house, and I don't know if he was messing with me or if it was real, but I remember I went and spent the night at his house one night. He was like, I think it was like 6 o'clock on the dot. His alarm went off on his clock, and he locked all the windows, closed the curtains, and I don't remember the name of it. That's what I'm just gonna say, lady. But he's like, you have to close the curtains, or the lady with the big eyes is gonna come and take you. And so
Oh.
I was like my second
Like,
sleepover
that
no.
wouldn't
ever.
be my
So I was like,
parent,
what the
bro.
hell do you
Like,
mean? Close the
oh.
windows. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I was gonna say
Dang.
that would have been
Uh,
my
I
ex.
know.
Mhm.
Wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, I grew up here in
That's
San Antonio, man. I mean, like
insane.
I mentioned, Braxton, he moved to Texas, but I mean, growing up for us, it was, I mean, we have the ghost tracks on the south side, which,
I've
Yeah.
heard of that.
Leanne,
Mhm.
the Donkey Bridge Lady. We had Midget Mansion, which is no longer up, but I mean,
Mhm.
there was a lot that we grew up, with stories and it was stories from, grandparents to our
Oh
parents
yeah.
to us. And, so of course we believed it, man. I mean, it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
That was
that's
like a weekend getaway. You go on a train tracks and you see the whole city there all waiting to get their turn going over. So
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But let me
Utah's
ask
no
you.
different.
No, yeah, I know, dude. I mean, I've been out there a few times. I know they redid the whole tracks, and of course, it's on you now.
Mhm.
So, I don't think anybody's out there. I mean, as far as goes, who knows? But I haven't been out there in years, and it's one of those things that I mean, I know me and Braxton had talked about doing like a live or going out there at one point and just
Yeah.
doing a little, on location type thing, just to kind of bring those out because. Recently, I mean, there was an indie film that I jumped on, and it's Legend of the Donkey Lady. And it's
Okay.
it's based on the concept of the lady, killing. I think it was like a famous rich person's son, and it's just
Okay.
it's more of a curse than anything. But I mean, there's a lot of I don't want to say there's truth to it, but I mean the folklore story is out there, and there's like
Yeah, it's been
Mhm.
there for a long time. Well, if you
and
guys want to ever experience really scary stuff, come to Utah and I'll take you to where the skinwalkers are.
you hear that,
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Skinwalkers. That's
Braxton will go.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Skinwalkers are
Look. I'm
crazy.
good
That
to go. I'm good to go. Like long as it's like so. This how to play out. We fly up there. We're doing all the Skinwalker stuff. He's taking us around. He's showing us around. Soon as what time does it get dark out there, bro?
Well, right now, because it's winter, it gets dark at like 5, but during the summer, it'll get dark at
Damn.
like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Okay, so 8 o'clock. That's when I'll go back to my room, and I'll let you guys have it, man. I'll let you guys have
Go
it.
live. I
Deal.
was gonna say I go, but I don't like to walk, so that leaves me out now.
oh my god.
Take me out with
We'll go
you.
camping. We'll camp on Skinwalker
Oh
Valley.
yeah. I have no business going half the places I've been to. I'm just like walking in there and the abandoned hospital I went to, I didn't know that was one of the most haunted places in America.
Oh
And
yeah.
Ghost Adventures,
What?
they actually went to it's called Yorktown Memorial Hospital.
Oh,
So I was
I
Dang.
think I've been there.
yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go check this place out." So and then I learned that afterward, and we caught a bunch of stuff on. But it's just I have to get better equipment. But we caught a bunch of stuff like nuns talking. We heard a baby crying, and then yeah, there's also it's just I didn't know that, so I was like, "Oh, okay, that's." I
Where
never
was
thought
it
about
again?
taking to public. Yorktown
I'm sorry.
Memorial Hospital.
Yeah.
Is that in Texas?
Yeah, see, yeah,
It's in
it's a
Texas.
city outside of. Mhm.
So
I'm
undead
not gonna
Lamar,
tell
what
you.
about the
I'm just
place?
gonna take you there.
So tell me about the place that the
Hey,
spirit called you the B word, like and scratched you. Like where was that at?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
abandoned hospital.
same
Okay,
place.
so the abandoned hospital has a chapel inside of it, and what it is that anyone who has tattoos, it's known that they get scratched a lot. So, or if you're just not like very religious, like it's just they're more likely to say those things, to spit at you, to scratch somebody calling me, yeah, so that was
I
pretty
think
crazy.
I think you froze on us for a little bit. You still on there?
That's crazy.
Oh, just like refresh. You know what? I don't like this. We're talking about ghosts and other
Yeah.
stuff. Right? Like
We
it's just
lost
like
the guys. We lost it.
no.
Okay, we'll change the
Host. It
subject.
reminds me of Host. It reminds me
So
of the movie
sorry.
Host. It came out during COVID. My
Yeah, it's
favorite,
what's
one of my
happening right
favorite
now.
movies. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what's
So,
happening.
Oh,
It
I
like
love that
it was a
movie.
banger during COVID, and it was like
oh
it's one
yeah,
of my favorites still. But like that was like that's kind of which kind of vibe.
it's
That's
what's
the kind of
happening
vibes
right
you're giving
now.
off right now. Yeah, exactly. So
I'm not gonna be able to sleep now. We're talking about ghosts right now.
There's the light on. The light on.
I
lights
know.
on, night light.
Every light on.
And Andrew, man, of course, I mean, we're talking about physical media, bro. I mean, behind you, you have a collection of Blu-ray. So let me ask you, do you get to see every movie you have, bro?
I've seen all of them. I
Nice,
even
nice.
like the really upsetting ones. Like I have some movies that I think only 15 copies have ever been made, and it's like have you seen like the disturbing movie Iceberg that went like very viral?
Yeah.
I
I
haven't
have
seen it.
I have a lot of
I
the
haven't
ones on
seen it either.
the bottom level. Like I have all the MD Popes. I have all those. So I've seen everything.
Damn.
How
And
See,
then,
many
Undead.
movies do you have?
That's how I met him. That's how I met him, like on Facebook,
Yeah.
because his horror collection.
Oh yeah,
So I wanted to buy some movies, and I kind of started looking at his page and started getting real creepy. Doing creepy stuff. That's how this friendship and bond came about.
yeah,
That's why we're on this interview right now. So
yeah.
Thank you.
no, no, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, you talked about this film because you brought up the whole the movie's coming up. I mean, the Site 31. I mean, it's actually it's not. There's no fiction to it, right? Or I mean, as far as truth, should I say?
Yeah, it's just a found footage horror anthology. I wanted to take a lot of cryptids that I grew up on, and it started because I saw The Curse of La Llorona that came out, and I thought it was
Hmm.
such an insult
nice.
to the lore and everything. And so I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
well, let's make that. Let's do something where we take the cryptids and the folklore of people that fear and respect it, and show the culture, but also show how fearful it still is. So we have cryptids, we have like our own take on classic monsters like zombies or vampires, but we completely shift it. So like take
Nice.
like you know how like a normal vampire compared to the 30 Days of Night vampires, it's like night and day. Now if you
Right.
took the 30 Days of Night vampire and you put our vampire, it's so far different, but it's in my opinion, I think is going to be scarier than any vampires that has ever been shown because of the prosthetics we're
Oh,
putting
okay.
in, and he hides in trees. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it's really creepy.
Dude. And
Damn.
of
I'm
course, I
so ready
mean,
for that movie already.
yeah, because I mean, I had looked that one up, of course, man. And I mean, one of the things that I mean, found footage is it's got to be one of my top three faves.
hmm
It's just I
Hmm.
went down the rabbit hole, and I think we had talked about it before, where I started watching international films from Australia,
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
outside the country, and there was a lot of great stuff, man. Like a
There's
lot of,
good
I
stuff.
mean, realistic. It looked real, and you're like, damn,
Yeah.
But I mean, I can only imagine, like, I mean, when it comes to the film, I mean, have you guys already started filming?
Oh yeah, we're almost done. We're almost
Oh,
done with
sweet.
Site 31. We just got to film a few more things. I'm just waiting to get the approval from the city that I live in, so I can flip some cars in the street and light some fires for the zombie bit. And then the documentary
Nice.
that I'm also filming with a very like he made a really controversial, upsetting movie in Australia. We just have to film like maybe 5 more minutes of footage, and then that will be out in March.
Oh, damn. Okay. And
On
Is
who's
that
gonna
Nice.
one of
go?
the? Oh,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
no good.
Go ahead.
is that one of the clips you have on your profile?
Yeah, that's the teaser
That
I have. Yeah, that's for Cruel World.
so he's a director that you're.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
his
okay,
name
okay.
is James Dobbins Jones. He made a movie called Charlotte's Net that like broke the internet a couple years back, and it's pretty extreme. But I saw some really awesome storyline behind it, so I became his friend. And then he was doing this movie, and he asked me to hop on with him. So it's a documentary, mockumentary, shockumentary kind of thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's it's very disturbing, but I think it's going to change a lot for the mockumentary documentary film industry. I'm hoping.
And let me
I have to
ask
say
you.
that. Oh, you go.
No, no, real quick. I was gonna ask you because you do collect physical media. Are you
Mhm.
looking at putting them on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
The
Oh,
first
yeah. They're
one?
gonna be on Blu-ray, DVD. I want to do like limited
Oh.
edition steel
Nice.
books for both of them. With Cruel World, we're debating if we want to do physical media release or just because of how extreme it is. We were debating also like doing the film festival tour and
Yeah.
then limiting only like 30 people a year to see it. Like make it very
Oh,
hard to
wow.
come across and rare and more intriguing. But Site 31, yeah, merch is all merch, and then we're gonna do DVDs and Blu-rays and VHS tapes, and we got merch coming out for that.
Nice. I was gonna say, make
Nice.
sure you drop some VHS for Leanne down there. Add it to her collection.
I got you.
Thanks.
Sweet. Bro. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Leanne. What did you
Oh,
have for?
no, okay. No, say, well, I just want to say before we end it too, that thank you so much for doing this. But okay, so before I did a deep dive, because I'm like, I want to see what else, just for the interview too. And I was like, wait a second, he looks so familiar. And I remember because I wasn't on TikTok for too long. I had TikTok, and I remember you're one of the first profiles to pop up as far as horror recommendations, and you did countdowns, and I'm like, let me see what he has on this because everybody was doing the countdowns. I'm like, oh no, yeah, this he does his like research. He loves movies. I could tell. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's where because I was like, I'm like, that's where I know him from too. I was like, it was just a surprise, but and I know you said like you're really like as far as paranormal, you're drawn or you like things I guess like follow you or like you're drawn to you and stuff.
Yeah, my
And
whole life.
yeah, so I could definitely tell you're
Damn.
like an empath. And like just looking at your profile and stuff, like from you saying, I'm gonna do this movie, I'm gonna do this, and then seeing now you're like doing Sundance, you're gonna do these films. Like I think that's just amazing. And it's just like there's so many people trying to do movies right now and like pretty much where you started. So it's a mental thing as well. So how did you tell yourself at that point to hear like what were some of the things you just had to tell yourself or think because it's easier said than done and we
Yeah.
always hear the same things. So what is something that you did to keep yourself going and advice to anybody else trying to get to, pretty much where you're at
Yeah.
and just keep going with it? So
I
like
mean, patience is a huge thing. I've been filming short films and busting my ass and putting it all over social media for I think this is year 14 or 15. It's just you got to start by building a fan base, like a small dedicated fan base, and I think TikTok really helped with that as well. Um,
mhm.
and then it's especially with indie filmmaking, like it is never going to go your way. You're gonna have to change something. You're gonna have to fix something. Like the Pale Woman, I had to film. I almost had to triple take each scene because something went wrong, or quadruple take, or we'd spend 6 hours on one scene, and it's like you have to have so much patience. You have to be okay with things going wrong and things not going your way, and take a breath and just come back. Even if you need to sleep on it and then go back the next day and do it again. You gotta find that patience because it's not just you're gonna make one film and you're gonna become famous because I have 10 short films that you can watch on YouTube, but there's I think six or seven hidden, and then I have another maybe 20 somewhere on an SD
Oh
card.
wow.
And it's just you
Damn.
need to have a lot of patience and just be okay that things are gonna go wrong.
Oh.
No, for sure, man. I had two questions. One of them
Yeah,
you mentioned earlier, as far as how I guess ghosts are attracted to you or
mhm,
they follow you.
yeah,
Nobody's attracted to me. No, because that's not the
Oh,
question.
no.
But I was gonna say, somebody told me that once because that house we lived in, I would hear things, they see things.
mhm,
We moved to another house, the same thing. I would hear voices.
yeah,
We lived in another house, and I had this freaking closet that was like a makeshift closet, right? And I would hear voices, and I
mhm,
would kind of like say stuff, and I would hear
Mhm.
like they would talk back. I couldn't understand what they would say, right?
mhm.
But I was telling one of my buddies that, and he was like, "Dude, what if it's you that's haunted?" And that freaked me the hell out, dude. I was just like, "Holy crap, dude!" Like, it was just like, but yeah, man, that's eerie, bro. I mean, this is something that. When did you notice this? How old were you when you noticed this?
I have the earliest I can recall and also have a story is I was 2 and my mom moved us into an apartment and like almost every day she'd hear me crying either in the living room or in my bedroom, I can't remember which one,
Mhm.
and she'd come in there and make sure I was okay, and I'd be like pointing underneath the table, a coffee table, wherever, And I'd be like, my friend's blue, he's purple, he's blue, he's
Oh,
choking. Go tell his grandma that lives upstairs, and that was the attic. And so I was really young, 2 or 3 years old, and then I'd come visit my dad or whatever. Or I remember I even had an encounter at a rest stop. Like it's been since I was extremely young, and I think at first it used to scare me. I can't remember because it's been so long, but I think because I do believe in spirits, I think they can sense or know, they can tell when people can hear or see or feel them. So it attracts them to maybe get a message out or maybe just to be able to speak to something else. I think that's what it is.
Nice, bro. You
it's
see, and that's one of the
insane.
things I always wondered because for me, I think it was more. I mean, people talk about that third eye. You being able
Hmm.
to see things that people can't see, and for me, it's always been more of a like if you're not emotional. Well, I don't want to say if you're not emotionally strong, but if you're dealing with stuff, or if you have that third eye open where you're allowing things to come through. I
Hmm.
mean, I believe that. I believe that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's things out there that are going on right now that I can't hear and think or see because I'm not allowing it to happen. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely another episode that Braxton is not in. 'Cause I don't want him to get scared. But
I
I'll
have
stick
I
to the
have some
movies.
cursed
Stick to the
objects I
movies.
can send you, Braxton. I have a
Some cursed
Do
object.
you have cursed
Don't
objects?
I have a
don't you
Dybbuk
do it.
box.
dude,
Don't you do it,
Oh
brother.
man,
Dybbuk
I
box.
remember seeing that in Possession for the first time hearing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I have a Ouija board that has human blood, hair, and teeth in it. I collect cursed objects.
Do you like this long distance friendship thing we have, or are you just
I
trying to ruin
can't
it
I
right now?
can't wait
Because
to live right
yeah,
next
you
door to
can cancel
you.
that trip to Utah, bro. I don't think we're gonna
yeah,
make
let
it,
me
man.
just cancel that. We're not gonna make it. Yeah,
I'll bring you
We're
as
not
many
gonna
Andrew,
tell
cursed
you
Andrew.
when we're
objects
gonna
as you
go.
need.
You know.
Oh,
Let me ask you my other question was towards
Mhm.
TikTok, man, because of course they had that 24-hour shutdown. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
were you personally affected by that? I mean, when they happened, were you like, okay, crap, like what do I do?
I think at first I was like I was more sad because I was like, dang, like I'd only posted I would just post my collection because I was like
Yeah,
I loved it, and then I started getting attention from it, and I was just like I wasn't ever in it for like, oh, like there's people following me. I just thought it was cool that people liked what I liked and saw my
oh yeah,
interest as
mhm.
interesting. And so, we're at almost 8,000 followers. And I think at first I was pretty sad. I was like, that's a pretty big milestone. That's a little
Yeah,
social media. We have 2 million plus views. And I think pretty quickly that I was like okay with it. I was accepting it. And I think it's only because I not only did I use that platform to make friends and talk about horror movies in my collection, I also helped it build my career as a filmmaker. So I think I built myself to a point where I felt comfortable with where I was. So I knew where I wasn't gonna drop in people, reacting to things or, not getting as excited because I don't have a TikTok of my movies coming out. I felt comfortable. Like I had a big enough fan base to where people were like adding me on Facebook or they found my, Instagram or Letterboxd even. So I felt pretty confident. So when it did shut down for that 8 hours or whatever it was, I was okay with it.
okay, okay. I was gonna say too because I know for
glad
the
you got
most
it
part a
back.
lot of people used it for their businesses.
Mhm.
So a lot of businesses
Yeah.
were kind of like, damn, now what? I mean, they've been building it up for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild. Of course, we were stuck on Instagram, so we were good. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I know a lot of people were on there, so that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
man. And Braxton, did you want to chime in, man? What do you got, bro?
Hey, look, I'm just enjoying the conversation, and like it's good, bro. Like to have you on. Like I said, we've been talking for a while, man.
Hmm.
Well, not a while, a few months, man. But
Yeah.
congratulations again on like the invite to Sundance. That's a
Thanks,
real big
man.
Mhm.
accomplishment for
Thank
sure.
you.
So,
It's
and we definitely
amazing.
appreciate having you on, brother. Like,
Oh yeah.
man,
I'll do
anytime
this
you got free time.
whenever.
No, no, for sure. And let
Okay.
me say this because I think at one point I was telling them earlier, Braxton, you were supposed to fight in Alaska, man. I think that was one of those ones that I was like, dude, I'll go with you, bro. So that would have been
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was, bro. My promotion didn't happen after my December 6th fight, so I was going to be fighting. Oh, actually, I think you're from Fairbanks, right?
I lived in Fairbanks for about 4 years, six
Okay.
years.
Okay, that's what you said. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the fight was going to be. And I was telling Andrew how I already told him I was telling him how beautiful it was. I seen a few
Mm.
images and stuff like that. So I was excited to go up there and beat that guy, man, and come back with a belt and sightsee stuff. Like I've never been to Alaska, so That would definitely been a cool thing. But I definitely intend on plan on doing it like sometime in the future, like this year, going up there and maybe fight for a title up there. So I think it'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
We'll take
awesome.
Andrew with us, man.
I'll show you the haunted stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll take Leanne with us.
I'm like, don't leave me behind.
Yeah, right. That's right up her alley.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, Andrew, man, we appreciate you, bro. You know, congratulations, like we said earlier.
Absolutely.
I mean, when it comes to, these films, I mean, we're definitely gonna stay posted, and as soon as they drop, you know, we'll bring you back on, and I'm sure we'll get questions, bro.
I love that. Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun. I'll send everyone copies of the movies. I'll send you the posters and the socks and the barf bags.
Yes. Send me some of the Blu-rays in the back to where you're at it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send Braxton just a couple of extra spooky things. Of
there
course.
you go.
Some cursed objects.
Some very cursed objects.
No. If you want to do me a big favor, friend to friend, send me some of those movies behind me.
Yeah.
No cursed
things in movies. I'll put
no
the cursed
objects.
in
No cursed objects. Oh,
So we appreciate you, man.
That's just not right, man.
On, brother, we'll be in touch, and of course, you know, we'll bring you back once the new movies drop. That we
definitely, let's do it.
Content out there, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate you, Andrew.
Follow Andrew Tans on TikTok, on Instagram, and Facebook as well. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, man. We'll be talking to you soon, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
And boom, cool dude, man. Yeah, bro.
That was fun.
First interview out of the way. Nice, huh?
No, and I was gonna say too, man. I mean, we'll definitely bring him back. I mean, when it comes to his handles, you know, we'll follow him up there and bring him back for future questions. I mean, especially with the projects coming up, man. Because Site 31 did and I was gonna ask him about that too, because I think it was Site Point 31. I don't know if that point, like if it was a decimal
dot, right? I think it was. But it's like Site 30, Site dot or something. I don't know what it is.
Yes. I'll definitely reach out to him again, because I mean, when it comes to found footage and stuff like that, dude, that's like I said, I mean, it's like the eerie stuff that gets me. You know, it's just like if I'm asleep and I hear a crack, I'm like, oh crap, you know, like what the heck's out there? But definitely, you know.
Hold on. I forgot this. I forgot to like call you out on the show. But yeah, you said, I don't want to offend Brax because you enjoy a certain type of movie. Hey, look, I just said slasher movies are my favorite, but I enjoy good scare as well. Now, look,
but I will say this though, man, because it's just like for me mentally, like if I'm somewhere and I was watching a movie earlier and they're like, oh man, this guy's like a slasher and he's attacking everybody. And my mentality is like, if I see somebody with a bat and they're coming at me, like I'm gonna grab something and I'm gonna go at them. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like, don't hit me. Like, nah, bro. Like I'm on the other side of the, you know, that bracket where it's like, dude, I'm gonna fight for my life. You know, I'm not gonna be like the victim. But yeah,
it's only scary when it's unexpected. Like if you're laying in a bed, bro. If you're laying in the bed and you're like me, like my fucking underwear on, and the gun or the bat or the knife is extremely far away from me, and they're like right there, then that becomes like a real life, like that's some scary shit. Or if someone's stalking and, you know, kind of like watching a female and kind of waiting on the perfect time, you know, and then like striking. So I think I think slasher movies can be a lot more scarier, but they just kind of have a image of just being what they are right now. You know what I mean? So that's a good topic. I want to get in that one day and just kind of see like what is the scariest like slasher movie we've ever seen, or at least top 3. You know what I mean? Like have you ever thought about that? Like, because they're really not that scary, but there are some out there that's like, oh shit, okay, that was pretty good, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
since we've seen
the true crime ones really get me. The true crime, not slashers, but based on those, like the strangers. That movie was pretty intense at the end because it's something that currently happened. I don't know if y'all remember The Strangers, but that ending scene was pretty scary for me because it's like, of course I love Halloween, but it's like more realistic ones that it's like,
I think for me, it's because it's like I laugh about it now, or I joke about it, should I say? But it's like if I'm home and somebody knocks on my door, it freaks me the hell out. Like I'm like, who the hell? Because I don't expect people. So it's something like that kind of, because it's like I'm not expecting company. somebody's banging on my door, and I'm like, who the hell is it? But it's but yeah, I mean, if I don't know, it's weird, man. I just thought about that right now because if I'm in a room and somebody's like outside and I don't know who it is, it could be a dog. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the whole buildup. I think is what scares you. But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk about that, bro. Because I'll have
But
to.
I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you that if we're in an Airbnb out in Utah or Colorado somewhere up in the mountains,
Not Utah,
in
bro.
the
Not
in the t- not okay, Colorado, Oregon, and the town was 15 minutes away, and it was impossible to walk if something happened, and we're out there like that, and
yeah,
we got like three or not even three, one person. You know what I mean? Like we're supposed to be there on vacation, or we're filming, or we're covering an event as a podcast, and like now we're being stalked, and we don't have any weapons to protect ourselves, but we don't know what's after us, but we know it's human. It's a slasher. They may appear and show themselves from time to time, but then disappear. You know what I mean? Like that's real life scary shit. You know what I mean? At that point, you know what I mean? So it's just like what she was saying about Halloween. Like, yeah, it's not realistic, but Halloween has been around since the '70s, and it's a really good. It's really good and popular, but it's
yeah.
not realistic. You know what I mean? You can't take 6 shots and get right and fall out of a window and then get right back up, and now it's
Yeah.
Halloween too. It's
Oh no,
Halloween
man.
too. Like that's
It's
not
I
happening,
mean,
Halloween
bro.
too.
I was gonna say
That's not happening.
I see some crackheads do some crazy stuff, bro. I don't know, man. Just up the building and they're still walking, bro. So I don't know about that
They
one,
can
man. We'll see.
they can do some crazy shit. They can do some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
But yeah, bro. I mean, of course,
Oh
made for TV,
no.
man. But I mean, Leanne had brought up the whole like the strangers, and that one, yeah, it's one of those ones that creep me out because it's like it's like more of the what you don't know what's out. It's like I mean, if somebody's
Mhm.
standing here and they have a knife, I'm like, oh shit, well, I see him. It's like I'm not saying I won't be scared, but at least I'll be able to react to that. But if it's somebody outside my door and they're banging and they're like saying they're gonna get me, I mean, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna be like, crap, like who the heck is out there? But
Yeah.
that
But I'll
reminds
tell
me.
you this though, y'all both would rather be in a slasher real life situation than an actual like elevator horror like type situation. Like
Oh
you would rather be chased
Oh,
by
we had to
somebody
bring up
from
the
Hush.
elevators, didn't you?
Look, I had to. Okay, look,
I
would you
hate
rather be cursed? Would you rather
no.
be cursed by the demon that was in Smile, or would you rather be chased by like the guy in Hush, the Netflix movie? Like I can't remember
oh
Oh,
the
yeah, I
killer's name.
remember that
Yeah,
one.
who would you rather be? What situation would you rather be in? A slasher.
Yeah, and
I
then
mean,
the
at least for me.
psychological thing. No, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
at least
agree
for
on
me.
that part.
I mean, definitely, bro. 'Cause, yeah, it's like if you're possessed or if you're, I mean, hell, dude, it's already inside you. So what the heck can you do? It's like
Or
freaking.
if something's bothering you and like hunting you that you can't see or can't physically like hurt. Like if someone comes at me with a knife, if you don't stab me, I can hit you with a right cross and knock you out. Like I can do that. But if something's like hunting me, like what am I swinging at air? Like I
Yeah.
can't do this thing. Like it's playing. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to happen. Like it's not going to go my way.
I
You know
just
what I mean?
thought
I don't
about
have a
that
chance.
scene. I forgot which one it is with Ricky. Sure, I just saw that movie earlier too. He's all swinging at the air, all crazy, and I was just like, dude, I forgot about that scene. I gotta,
Boys from the hood, boys from the
yes,
hood,
oh yes, dude.
boys from the hood. There you go, boys in the hood.
Be fighting air. Like, damn. But yeah, bro. But of course,
That's what's going to
one of the
happen.
things I did want to, and of course, we'll put this on here because I was telling Braxton, and I think you guys had talked about it, was being able to jump on like on a Wednesday and just kind of jump in live through Instagram. That way we can get all our handles worked and tweaked and
Mhm.
make a quick conversation and just to kind of remind people that we are going to go live on Sunday. We can kind of like, hey, we're going to
Yeah.
be talking about these topics, but at the same time we can get some content going with that. So, we'll definitely agree
Yep.
on that. We'll see what time on Wednesday we can just jump on, and it doesn't have to be for a long time, but I would definitely like to do that, and we'll bring up our topics. After this, we'll see what we're going to talk about, and we'll bring them up on Wednesday, and that way those that are following they can chime in and throw their 2 cents and see what they like and don't like. But I think it'll work, build up the hype.
Yes, we'll come up with a
Yeah.
name for it.
Yeah, dude. I was thinking about
Wednesdays.
it'll be Wednesday, so yeah, we'll have to come up with
Yeah.
something cool, something hip.
Undead Wednesdays.
Okay.
But she's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking
We
that.
have, but we have to do the little dance too. Though. We have to do the little dance, the Wednesday dance. So
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
shit, I
show us how
didn't
to.
think about that. What?
You look, go ahead, get up and show us
no,
right now. Go
no,
right ahead.
I'm doing it
We're
now,
watching.
like this.
Bro,
Just
we'll
do
get canceled,
that.
bro. I know. I was gonna say
We'll
that's
get
me
canceled.
typing on my laptop, but yeah, I can't do that. But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely do that. We'll chime in. We'll jump on and plug it in. I know for the most part, I did tell Braxton, and I'll put it on here now. But for those that are going to be watching, go to the YouTube channel under Coming Soon Podcast. Subscribe. All the shows are going to be on under the playlist for Jump Scare Podcast, so they can go back and see a past episode. But I do want to start doing giveaways. So on Sundays we'll do a question. We'll drop it on YouTube, and that way people can go out there and win some cool stuff. I mean, for these
Free
events,
stuff, people.
I'm gonna be jumping on. I'm gonna start doing autographs or
We'll
start
do
grabbing
cursed
something from the
objects.
event. Yeah. That way they can just stay entertained and pick up something. We'll get something from Braxton's wall, man. What do you have, Braxton? We'll give some stuff away, bro.
I'm not giving anything away on the wall right now. But look, I have a mountain of horror movie posters right here that I'm willing to give. Oh, but check this out though.
I got a lot of
Your
posters.
boy, Bobblehead
Oh,
Oh,
Georgie.
nice. Yes. Dude, that was pretty cool, man. I actually got to hang out with the kid, or the young man, should I say, 16 years
oh
old.
yeah.
Pretty cool, man. I mean, he was a typical kid, dude. That's why I was just, letting him do his thing. But I mean, he's talking sports, talking, as far as music and everything else. So I was like, dude, it was pretty cool. And his dad was pretty cool too, man. I mean, I had a great conversation with the guy out of Canada, so that was pretty
Looks
dope,
the
man.
same too. I seen the picture. Looks the same. Oh yeah, before let me ask you guys this. So I kind of talked to you both about it a little bit, but the 16th we agreed on Hard Eyes. What about a week earlier, like actually opening week? What do you guys think? We can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, for the most part, I'd probably do Sunday, bro. I'm not gonna lie, just because Saturday, if I have some filming or something going on. I was
So
gonna
opening
say,
week Sunday.
I have this to give away, bro. It's my BHS.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Undead Rewind. She may
I'm
win
trying to
that
win.
one.
I'm giving away
Yeah,
this.
Damn, there you go. What's in
I
it?
have
Oh,
that cup.
it's just watered. It's
Okay,
all
okay.
good. I just have to wash it with dish soap, and
You know, if you got
No,
it says run and
some
play.
type of magic potion or something in there, I'm good. I'm good. I have my own cup. Which my
no,
cup's
but for sure.
better than yours, by the way. My cup's better than yours, by the way.
Oh no,
No,
dude,
it's not.
that's
Look
like
at this
desktop,
It
dude.
cup.
acts.
I mean, that's
What do I got? I got nothing. I got some drinks, bro. What do you
no,
want?
no.
You
I'll
have a
This
see
is
it.
water bottle,
better.
bro. Just you don't qualify in this. You have a water bottle, bro.
I know, dude. I actually didn't need water, man. I'm dehydrated, bro. But yeah, man. But I mean, if you guys are good, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Call it a day.
Absolutely.
Cool, brother. But of course, once again, man. I mean, we are here, Jump Scare Podcast. For those that have chimed in, are going to be watching this later. Definitely, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like I mentioned, Coming Soon Podcast. And Leanne, of course, going to be doing a Wednesday dance on Wednesday, so that's going to be a perk, for those out there. But appreciate everybody for jumping on. And guys, don't hang up yet. But everybody else, till next time, follow up.
Peace, guys.